This is Sonic, and you're watching JD Frank 20.
Alright, now here's a topic here that I found kind of interesting here. Shoutouts to Pandora's Box or Willowedsage. Obviously, you always keep changing your username, dude. I don't know why you do that. But your hashtag is always the same, so it's always going to be Willowedsage, just to make it easier. You always change your profile icon, which is interesting. Now, I did like this this tweet here, and I do enjoy this take right here. At the end of the night, by stating this, he has no respect for people who slander Ian Flynn and claim that Sonic Frontiers is out of character for Sonic. And he said, "Fuck it, I don't even respect you if you're gonna sit here and tell me that Frontiers' story was straight up awful." Alright, now, I'm gonna give my 2 cents on this in a few moments. But first of all, I agree 100% with that statement right here. Now, for Sonic Frontiers' story, a lot of people did have some nitpicks here at best. Some people had nitpicks at best. I don't think they flat out said they hated the entire story. Because those who hated the entire story, honestly, you gotta get your fucking priorities in check. Like, seriously, if you don't find Sonic Frontiers' story that good, then what the hell did you expect? Seriously. Now, for me, here's what I'm gonna state right now, and I'm gonna give you all the harsh truth. Ian Flynn, first of all, he did a fantastic job with the storytelling. You know, I understand the pacing of the story may have been a little bit different from traditional cutscenes you normally are used to, or the pacing just went a little off, or you had to talk to your corresponding friends or characters just to get some dialogue here and there. That's understandable. It was something new that they wanted to experiment with. I personally enjoyed it, especially with the background music playing at the same time, so it doesn't ruin the moment. It doesn't hinder it. I enjoy that. However, a lot of people did have a problem with the way that Ian Flynn was doing so many callbacks to past references. And I understand the number one obvious callback would have to be Tails, obviously. You're bringing up the facts that Tails, you know, was saying he was inconsistent. I understand. And of course, you know, the events of Sonic Adventure 1 where Tails saved Station Square from Dr. Eggman. And then, of course, he actually ended up saving Sonic from Sonic Lost World from the Deadly Six. Again, people, you can say whatever the hell you want about that scene. It happened. Deal with it. You're not going to say that the events of Sonic Lost World isn't canon. Let's be real here. And also the events from Sonic Boom is also canon. Might as well. Considering the fact that Styx was name-dropped, a lot of characters were name-dropped. Tangle was name-dropped. So again, you know, the fact that Ian Flynn is actually giving you an actual reason of why these chain of events are happening, it's a good thing. You know, in certain cutscenes, they even brought up the fact that, you know, like why these chain of events have been going on. They bring up other references too. Like in Chaos Island, for instance, there's one area where you're close enough for the volcano. Sonic actually disses Zavik from the Deadly Six. He says, "Ugh, this place is a complete disaster." And Zavik would probably love it because he's a being of fire. And another one was one of the cutscenes of how the ancients try to defend off Chaos Island only to be wrecked. And obviously, Tails brought up the fact that that power was on par with Dark Gaia. So you're bringing up another reference right there. Again, you know, what's the problem here? Why don't people like the story? Now, I can understand people nitpicking. That's understandable. Look, not everyone's going to be satisfied with the story. That's understandable. If you're going to nitpick for things here and there, maybe you didn't like the voice acting. If you didn't like the voice acting, that's understandable. Maybe you realize, Sonic's voice sounds a little bit too deep compared to his Sonic Colors voice. That's understandable. First of all, Sonic's voice was perfect for the role because you have to realize for the tone of the game, it was all dark. What the hell did you want him to sound like? You want him to sound all fucking cheery and happy the entire game? I mean, look at the way he started the game being very concerned from his friends, and then by the time he gets to Rhea Island, Sonic was struggling. I mean, he had so much cyber corruption in him, but he still had the will to fight on, even though, you know, he never found the situation hopeless. He fought on, you know, going through pain. That's great storytelling right there. It shows you he cares, but at the same time, with the chain of events that's going on, it tells a great story. I mean, look at Sonic Forces' story. You didn't get anything like that. You got nothing out of that in Sonic Forces. You never got to the point of how Eggman even came to power. You got none of that. All you're saying is he took over, ruled for 6 months. He was ready to dispose of Sonic, basically from the Death Egg. He was able to escape, only for Sonic to whoop him once again. And look at where you're at right there. That was bad storytelling right there for Sonic Forces. Where Sonic Frontiers, it adds layers and layers and layers. It keeps you anticipated. It keeps the flow going. You know, and that's one thing I respect about Ian Flynn, the way he told the story. I myself think similar to Ian Flynn. We think alike. So again, to people who have a problem with the story for Sonic Frontiers, at least give me a reason why you have a problem. I know it's an open forum here, but at the same time, I like to make it a debate show at times. You know, I would like to debate you. Why do you want to disagree with me? That's fine. You know, just give me a reason, and I'll be more than happy to give you my opinion. And if you want to counter that, go ahead. Again, it's an open forum. But again, don't sit there and say, oh, I don't enjoy Sonic Frontiers' story. I understand some people might say, oh, Sonic Frontiers has already entered the honeymoon phase. Now they're over it. Don't give me that bullshit, okay? Don't be one of those fans that's saying, oh, you like Sonic Frontiers for maybe the first couple of weeks, and now you're starting to get over it. You're starting to find flaws with the game. Don't give me that bullshit. You enjoy the game for what it is, and so don't try to change the narrative because of that. Anyway, I gotta go. Have a good day, everybody.